Welcome. Oh, wow. Terrible timing on that. Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Live Show. A little different than normal, even more so today. I have about 30 minutes and I got a dip. So I want to at least take a look at some of the stuff from this last game because I didn't get a video out last night about Clippers and Nuggets. And I don't even care if it's just us three kicking it in here, Reef and Free Sauce. I'm here to kick it. So I appreciate you guys being in here. Let's look at Kawhi for sure. Let's just get right into it. I don't need to tell y'all what's going on here. We're going to be using Props Madness. Jump in the comments if you have questions. I'm going to be doing my thing as much as possible and just trying to find these bets. This video will then be up for you guys on demand on the YouTube channels. So go ahead and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of this stuff. And then you can get this video basically normal look here. Got a bunch of bets in for a few of these games already. Have a couple more to go, but I want to get into this one. So Clippers and Nuggets. That's where we're going for all the time that I got today. I got your comments right here. So let's go Kawhi. Let's go Norm Powell. I think he got his swagger back. And then you're talking about he had 15 and 12 rebound chances. You're talking about Kawhi though, because you like the Kawhi boards, but you like Kawhi, and then maybe Norm is back. Bogey's interesting too. I'm glad you brought him up, Free, because Bogey is at 4.5 points. So we at least got to talk about him, I think. Jokic triple-double, anybody? I mean, it really comes down to the assist for him. So just because he was the first dude that my eyes landed on here, if you think he's getting 10 dimes and you can still get the triple-double for about even money, I think that's the way to go, right? You basically and you probably get it for better than that, maybe 120 plus 120 on MGM or 365. But really all I ever talk about with the triple-double for Jokic is how did the assist go? Because we death taxes, points, and rebounds for Joker. But triple-double, if you get that plus 130, I like that. Let's go right to Kawhi, though. I think this is kind of one of the main questions of the night is Kawhi or James Harden to score. I don't think they're both going completely off. So which one do you think is gonna be scoring here? I think where we're at with that for me at this point is going to be Kawhi's this is just such a big Kawhi game. I think it's hovering around 25.5. Even FanDuel has 24.5. So I thought there would be some more money coming in on Kawhi overs. This feels like this sharp moment for Kawhi to be going over after he's only done it in one game. This is a pivotal game, and they really are just sort of making sure that James Harden always has Christian Braun on him, and then also has another guy coming over. And I just kind of want to look at that real quick because this is what I'd be looking at for James Harden and some of the stuff that I was looking at earlier. If we look at their game on, was it Saturday? It was Saturday, right? Their last game on Saturday. I'm just on NBA.com to go into the box score for a minute because I want to look at his shots. He took in this last game, he only had 11. That's right. And in the previous game, he also had very few shots. Let me go back to where his attempts are at. So in these last three games, we're at 11, 14, and 17. And I guess it still does help us to look at the shots because even these are usually contested. This is going to be kind of worthwhile, but that's what I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's going to the rim. Obviously, they're going to be contested going to the rim. This is probably a kick out for three, and that's going to be his best bet. Yeah, CB leaves him for 1 minute, so he does get a good look at three from there. Other than that, but that's you don't want to be banking on him to get kickouts, right? And have that be the way that he gets his points. So if these points come down to just he's not able to get his, they're not really doubling him until he gets down there. It's mostly the threes I'm worried about. If he's taking too many threes, but the fact that he took 2 threes in this game kind of tells me I'm okay with him going to the rim at this point in his career and not getting all the foul calls. But you see Jamal Murray's I'm coming right over. You left him. That was stupid. I guess he went to go out and guard. I wouldn't have left him there. I guess the 11 shots he did take will at least look decent. That one, not really. So yeah, and then there's some Aaron Gordon on him. So I'm leaning Harden under on the points and Kawhi over on the points. And I'm not even sure I would be taking the assists. He's been running pretty hot on the assists here. If we look at the playoffs and we look at potential assists, he's at 14.8, getting 9.5. Right, 9.5 divided by 14.8 brings it to a 64% success percentage there on the assists. That doesn't really, on the potential assist, that doesn't add up to me as something I want to bet over on. But yeah, the books seem to agree mostly. They have the over juice to the under, right? Meaning that they like the under more than the over. So yeah, I don't think Kawhi points necessarily rely on Harden. I'd be going under Harden over Kawhi. That's where I'm at with those two. And then I think Kawhi boards are good too. And the reason would be that this team went to zone in the fourth quarter, right? If we go back to this box score from the last game and we jump into Kawhi boards, right? So he had 9 in this last game. And if we look at the periods where he did the best, I think he had 3 in the fourth. So he had 3 defensive rebounds in the fourth, right? And I'm pretty sure they were playing zone most of this fourth quarter, right? So so Kawhi's still down low. Yeah, this is all a zone. But I mean, obviously they're just boxing out, but it's a big part of it is going to be the fact that he's able to get boards when he's standing on the low spot of the zone. So he's the wing. He's this wing on the zone essentially. So anything coming from that side's good. Anything short, he's guarding Jokic in this one. Probably got switched onto him. Yeah, this one just kind of bounces. How is that a Kawhi rebound? Oh, I guess it's going to come off the next one. I was like, wait, what? So yeah, this is a bounce out to the next one. He gets it lucky on that one. Still, the point is they're in zone. That would make it more likely for me that he's in a good spot to get the board. So that would be a reason I like the Kawhi boards if that was one way you wanted to go. Let me see if there's a couple other things. Yeah, Jamal Murray. So right now I'm looking Kawhi. I like the Kawhi boards. I do like Kawhi on the points. I like Harden on the under in this game as well. Jamal Murray is somebody that, so the assists are actually kind of scary to me. You said, let me look at what you got here for you. Jamal Murray over 5.5 assists, over 9 of 10 at home. That's the last 9 of 10. Average 11.3 potentials. Head-to-head this series at home has 7 and 6 assists. Yeah, it's the potentials in this series that kind of scare me. I think you probably are aware of that too. I mean, the thing is he's playing so many minutes. It's hard to go an under on Jamal, and I'm certainly not suggesting that here for the assists. But the potentials in this series are at 8 as a whole, right? 9 and 9 in the home games here, and then 5 and 10 on the road games. So I don't know if there's much to it with the dimes necessarily in terms of home road splits. I want to look at that on the season. So at home on the season, he's at 6. Away, he's at 6, right? It doesn't change for the whole season. So that's the reason that I'm just like, yeah, it's not like it necessarily matters where he is. If you wanted to take an over, it's just he's running hot on these dimes. So that would be my fear. The points are also something I would actually probably prefer if I was going over. Looks like I'm not the only one because this was at 20.5 for most of today, and now it's gone up to 21.5. But I mean, you give Jamal Murray, let's give him, what's he playing in this series? 42, 36, 42, 48. So we assume he's playing 42, right? If we look at this, giving him let's just give him 38 to 42 minutes just to start. And look at that. That would be an average of 40 minutes. In these games, he's at 24.8 in these 22. Let's get this to as many. So he's played 31 games where he's played about 40 minutes on average. And he's at 23 points per game. In those situations, if we bump this up where we give him a ceiling of 44 minutes and we give him a floor of 40 minutes, 24 points per game in all 17 of these, over and less than half. This is not obviously a great matchup, but the amount of minutes he's playing and the volume for him would be a good over on the points. I prefer the points over for our boy on that one. Gordon boards, yeah. I like his rebound chances are there. It's weird because he's guarding both Kawhi and Harden. Jesus, he's guarding both Kawhi and Harden in this series. And if you look at the boards on the rebound chances, 12.5, which is way up from his season average for sure. It defies the logic that I usually use to get there with getting somebody's rebounds. And let's not forget, Aaron Gordon did get that literally last nanosecond of a rebound to get 6 in the last one, but he had 13 rebound chances, 7 on 13. I don't think that's too hot. This is running hot, 8 rebound chances to get 6. But this is pretty normal. And dude's at, like we said, 12.5 rebound chances. It's hard to ignore this. And they're still giving it to us for, near even money. I think that's a play as well. That's on my, on my watch list for a minute before I finalize this card for this game specifically. I think Aaron Gordon has to be an over on the boards again if you're going to bet that. Harden to have a good scoring game. Harden over points. Christian Braun early foul, so under Braun points. See, here's the thing. I agree with you that is a very good correlated outcome. Right, like if what you're saying here is Harden. What you're saying is James Harden has a good scoring game, like a method man. James Harden, and over points, right? Christian Braun early fouls, so under Christian points, right? That's great, and I think that's a great parlay. You go under Christian Braun points, maybe over on James Harden points, if you like that, because maybe he's getting to the free throw line and stuff like that, right? So if you do like that, then put them together, see if you get a nice little parlay out of it. Or just bet them both singles because, like you said, they make sense together. So just go in on them. In fact, it's almost like go in on them. Take Harden 25 plus, take Christian Braun under 10 points, right? Like a alt under for a little bit better odds. So I see where you're at with that. I think Harden's going to have a bad game and Braun is going to get plenty of help on Harden up top. That's why I think you've seen Harden's shots go down. And I know we already talked about Harden, but I like the point that Dean Betts is making. So I want to touch on it for a sec. I like the logic, and this is smart betting, which is if this is the projection that you've come up with, then lean the hell in on that, right? And really believe in yourself. That is like believing yourself. That's like some Daft preview stuff right there. Daft is one of the best at this, if not the GOAT, when it comes to like, yo, I think this is what's going to happen. So I'm going to lean in. I might lose 7 units tonight. I might win 40, but like I'm going to have a good time. That's for sure. And I'm going to do what I think is the projection of this game. So I'm projecting the opposite of what you're saying, Dean Bets. But if you bet that, like, respect, because that's a smart way to bet stuff. Let me keep rolling. I saw something else I just wanted to get to. Well, let's just go in order because Jose's talking about Batum. 4 threes attempted. Yes. If you're on Bet365 and you win, you'll probably get limited. But if you are able to keep your account, they've got some pretty fun circus style shit going on with like 2-point field goals, 3-point attempts. Let's see where he's at with the attempts in the playoffs. 3 PA. Let's go to threes. I don't think he's at even 4, is he? Oh, my bad. Mea culpa. He's at 5.8 on the series. Hasn't taken less than 5. What's that about, Jose? Why are they wrong about this? Are they just new to this attempts market, and that's what it is? Like, where are you playing that? Is it Bet365? Are you playing that on like on the Prize Picks? DFS is what I'm looking for. Jeez, Prize Picks and like Underdog. That's where you could play that. But yes, absolutely. I have no reason not to. It's playoff Batum. What did he do in last year's playoffs in terms of threes attempted? 4.6 per game. If you look at the attempts alone, he had at least 4 in, let's see, if missed it in just 2 of his playoff games last year, and he played 7 of them. So over in 5 of 7. I think that's a really great look. I think maybe you're still going to get some soft lines on these attempts as these books come in new to these markets. You're probably going to get some soft lines. So I like where your head's at there, Jose. Marcus, would I trust the RA? I don't know. I don't trust the rebounds. Harden's such a random rebounder. It's just if the ball bounces to his ass, honestly, like he's really not going for it very much. Like there were times where he'd pat his stats, look for that triple double. Zubac is in there gobbling up boards. He's not the place that I'd go, especially if like Aaron Gordon is guarding him, right? Then like when's he going to get an offensive board? If you talk about the defensive boards, he's out there on Christian Braun. Yeah, I just don't have a read on it. What are the chances at 10? And on the season at 4.8. So this is too high. I mean, this is, even if we give him the minutes, like this is just too high. Let me see if we give him 40 to 44, what happens, and not do playoffs. He didn't do that very much. I guess he's at 6.6. If you want to take it for plus money, I get that's a gamble. It's just a gamble with him. I don't have a cap on it, right? I just have if the ball bounces to him, he's going to be out there for 44 damn minutes. So like he might trip and fall into some rebounds. It might get caught in his beard and he gets a board. You never know. Kawhi PR, I like both of those for him and SF Pac-Man. So if you like either of them, play them together, one or the other. I think he's good for I have him at 7.3 rebounds in about 40 minutes, which is good enough to get you over 6.5. I don't know if it's worth it to add it to the points. Maybe you take them as separate bets, but I like both of those overs before unders. I was waiting to get to this too, Reef, because I do think this is interesting with Christian Braun. Like you have some options here for Christian Braun. Now, I will say these 17 points, even though he took 19 shots, they seem like a bit of an anomaly to me. I'm staying away from it because I prefer to go under Christian Braun when we're talking about him playing against the Clips. Same time, Russ was out last game. I don't think Russ is good for very many minutes in this game, which is why I'm scared to go under on Christian Braun when it does seem like maybe there's a correlation to Russ being out and him getting more volume on the shots, putbacks, rebounds, all that. If we look at him without Russ on the season, let's do it that way for a minute. And the boards are the only one I'd be going over, Reef, to answer your question directly. I would be going over on the boards. The other two I don't like. And that's why I was saying maybe you have something with Christian Braun where you parlay like an under on like assists and an over on the rebounds. Really like under on the assists. But let's do all the games with Russ. And let's make sure without Russ and with like Joker, Murray, MPJ, Gordon, who are all playing. I'm pretty sure MPJ is going to play. But yeah, that's right. I remember now. Without Russ, like there's been a couple games that it was just doo-doo games where they were playing poo-poo teams, right? So it's tough. But like let's just look at without Russ in general. So we get all of these games. Without Russ in general, it's very scary to take an under on Christian Braun anything, and the rebounds only look better. Now this shit is stupid juiced, which sucks. What's he doing on the series now as a whole? I mean, he gets boards against his team. The rebound chances, which also defies the logic that I use, which is why I'm so like frustrated that I can't just lean into some shit that I believe in, which is right. Like when a guy like Christian Braun is guarding James Harden like he is for the whole series. Let me make sure I'm not lying to you. Let me go to matchups again. But when he's guarding a guy like James Harden, who's out on the 3-point line, stupid far away from the basket for the whole time, then I don't like going over on rebounds because he shouldn't be in a good position to get the boards. And he's guarding James Harden for damn near the whole time that he's on the floor, like 11 minutes, 20 seconds of offense that the Clippers had the ball. He's guarding Harden, and yet he's still up here at about 10 rebound chances, grabbing more than 5 boards per game in this series. So 5 rebounds is good. I think once you get to 6, I'm a little bit out, right? And now we're talking about like plus 120 for 6. Now I'm a little bit out on it. This is running hot, what we call running hot. You get really high rebounds, even though your rebound chances are pretty low. So I'm not sure if I trust it, the 5.5, and I don't like the 4.5, but that's the only one I'd be going over. Maybe you take a over 4.5 rebounds, under on the dimes. I just love going under on this. Look at these assists for him. And we're still getting 2.5, minus 145. The potential assists for him are at 2.9, and you're against this team on the season, and you're telling me that he's going to get 2 on maybe 3 potential assists. That would be running pretty hot. I'll definitely take that under. So if you like the parlay of a Christian Braun under assist with over rebounds on the 4.5 rebounds, now you're speaking my language, and you're probably getting like plus 180 or so. What's the best book to do that? Probably BetMGM, but even DK is plus 110. So I just want to see if you get some pretty sexy odds for under dimes and over boards. Let's see. Let's go into the Clips game real quick. Got about 10 minutes on. Keep moving here as much as I can. Player rebounds for our guy. Can we get 5 plus? It's minus 180. That's a ripoff. Fuck you, DK. That's such a ripoff. Under assists for him. Let's go down to assists. Ripping us off. I hate parlays on DK, man. They are just doo-doo at it. So plus 160. This is going to be plus 180 in real, not rinky-dink ass whole books like DK. You're probably going to get that way better on other spots if you like that. So I'm with that one. Okay, we got that one out the way. What's up, Jay Main? Good to have you in here, man. Jokic RA. Yeah, I think I like the trip dub for Jokic. That was one of the first things I said, just because he's at the top here. So he was like one of the first guys I touched upon. You like the RA, Michael? Let's see real quick. 22.5. Who else would you even consider? Like, how many people even have a 22.5 point prop? This man on his rebounds and assists. We will never. How do you think? We'll never see him again. There's nobody like him. Points is at 28.5. So the RA against this squad. I mean, that shit always scares me. The rebounds too, 12.5. My God, I say it scares me. He had 35 rebound chances last game. Put the team on his back. Yo, he went full Greg Jennings. Man, I don't know about the RA. That's why I said for Jokic, I'm going straight like value play. I'm just going triple-double plus money. I don't know if I want to just get into 53 PRA. That's where he's at on the season, bro. This is a 50-50 65 PRA. This is a 50-50 bet. So it's crazy because I'm sitting here going like, I don't know. And then I have to like look at this last game where he had 65 PRA and tell y'all like, I don't know. But obviously it's a new game. Back at home, I like the dimes more. So I'd be playing triple-double for him rather than going all up on that. Yeah, the sneak joint, that John. You like the Harden over RA. I'm with it. You know, go for, like, I'm not trying to talk you off it. I just don't have a cap on that one. Let's see. You like the Christian Braun first quarter? If they try to get him going, I can see that. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. Good to see you, Joshua Flame. What's up, my guy? Let's see. Yeah, right. They started doing that, Chris, where they have the Bet365 is a sports book, not a DFS site, and that has the attempts on it. And then if you do play Prize Picks or Underdog, any of those DFS ones, you can get that too. Yes, I do. I actually haven't touched on Westbrook yet, Henry. So good question here. And just to get this out the way, Joshua LaFlame, Kyle Kuzma under everything forever. Like, is it wrong to say he's the worst player in the playoffs? I don't think so. He had if y'all didn't know what a 22 trillion is, you probably learned once he got it. It's 22 minutes and zeros across 6 zeros, all of his, everything. So I love Kyle Kuzma under PRA today. I'm a little late, but yeah, Westbrook, that's where we're back at. So Westy, his points went down already. They were at 10.5. Now they're 9.5. Assists are at 3.5. He's run super cold on dimes. 6 potentials in 4 in the first 2 games. And they had him at like 4.5. Boards as well. The boards are the only thing that scare me. Even if he's out there for like 23 minutes or 20 minutes, like this dude's just going crazy. If he's out there without Jokic at all, then he's also going crazy. So what about the PA as an under for him in this one? Now, the problem is just the minutes. Like, can we project him for a few minutes here? I do think we can. This is where, like, Russ's stuff, I need to wait for some projections from some other people putting out minutes that I trust, so I can kind of see if they're in line with where I'm at with Russ not getting the minutes in this game. But yeah, that's where I'm at, is like a lack of minutes for Russ. I'd be leaning on the unders, like maybe on all of it. PRA was it 18, 17? Yeah, so now it's 16 and a half. So someone's betting the unders on Russ. I think that is what like my inclination, that Russ is not going to play a lot of minutes. It clearly seems like other people have that inclination as well if they're betting this down. This was at like I think one book had this at 18 and a half PRAs. No, I know that they did to open. Now you can't even get 17 and a half. So that would indicate to me that there was a lot of money coming in on the under on Russ. Yeah, so you could take that. I would say, like I'm saying, I'm a parlay Christian Braun, I think, under assists with over points. Like, he's not even getting 3 potential assists per game, and you can take him to get under 3 assists. So I like that. Yeah, the 9 minutes though, bro, is because he got hurt, right? He left that game, this game, right, where he got hurt. I'm pretty sure in that 34-point loss. So I think he played 9 minutes in like the first half. Let me make sure though that I'm right on that. It's the 24th was that last game. And that was why he missed the last game, right? Because he left this one with an injury. I'm just going to see right here. I think he played in the first quarter. He played 5 minutes. Second quarter, he played, that would be, yeah, all the rest of his minutes. And then he didn't play in the third. And if he did, it was like enough to just get injured and come out. Yeah, so he got hurt in the second quarter. That's what it was. So he had 9 minutes in the first half. He might have been up to about 20, 25, right? I don't think he's good for that many in this game, but the last time we saw him out there, he was projecting for about 20, 25 minutes in that game, which makes me scared to just blindly go in on this under. So I kind of need a little bit more of a minutes projection to make me feel good about it. But happy to have anybody. If we got any soccer bets in here, let them fly. Excuse me, football bets in here. Let them fly, baby. Jolene said, I made a parlay for whatever was it? One. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you, because if you want to talk about, people betting on, like, look at the one time Christian Braun went over. I think that's a lot of times the time that people bet the under on him happens all the time. Oh, and I missed one right here from Batum, over 2.5 rebounds. Still getting my over on the rebounds, Marcus. Let's take a look at Nicolas Batum. And I just want to run through the bets that I have real quick. So let me do that after I just see Batum's boards. It's the minutes we know where they're going to be at for him. Yeah, I don't hate the fact that you can get 3 boards. That's a good look too. I mean, Batum's probably just undervalued because he's still, if you project him to like 18 to 27 minutes in this one, maybe 18 to 20. So if you project him for like 19, 20 minutes, it's hard to get there, but like, he's playoff Batum at the same time. This is what makes the playoffs different, bro. Let's see what happens when we give him about 18 to 22 minutes. 18, that's 19. Let's get 18 to 22. So 18 to 22 minutes. He set 3.3 rebounds. I agree. I think you still pencil him in for about 20 minutes. And even if it's like 19, I agree that 3 rebounds is doable. Minus 125, all that stuff. I completely agree. I'm going to write that down as well, because I think that's a really good look. And if you can get that 3s attempts for our guy Batum, I'm with you on it. Batum, I just want to see real quick who he's guarding. Also, I'm going to go to matchups. I know this is the game without Russ, but I just want to see who he guarded in this one. Nicolas Batum. As I talk about a lot, like, who the guy is guarding is super relevant for rebounds. Tells you where he's going to be on the court. Guarding Aaron Gordon is good for rebounds, right? Like, Gordon's going to be cutting. He's going to have to box Gordon out if he wants to get boards. I can see that for sure for Batum on the rebounds. I like that a lot. Wrote that down for myself. Other looks in here, like I said, I like Harden under points, Kawhi over points. I do like Russ under PRA, but it was at 18 and a half. I don't know if I can take it anymore if I can't really accurately project him. I prefer Murray on the points, but the 20 and a half is gone for Jamal. And then Bogey was interesting too. I know somebody brought him up. I think Free Sauce brought him up at the top. And this is kind of the last thing I'm gonna look at real quick. Oh, there it is again. And you put it up at the top, right? So yeah, let me make sure I get it in before we pause. Let me make sure I get this bet in before we get out of here. And now our boy's at 5.5. Who told? Somebody snitching. 4.5 points, but like, he was in the closing lineup, I believe, in this last game. Am I lying to you? Let me go to Popcorn Machine. If y'all aren't familiar with this one, it's not the like most visually pleasing one, but it's the visually easiest way to look at this shit. So if you want, this is linked in the description of the video as well. And this will help you kind of see not just how many minutes did a guy play, but it shows you when they played. So the last game right here, Denver, we want to go to game flow. This shows you the substitution flow. This is fire. I haven't been going into this enough, but this is where the perfect time to use it, which is like, when did Bogey play the whole fourth quarter? Why did Bogey play the whole fourth quarter? Because Chris Dunn didn't play at all. Did Chris Dunn get hurt? Am I crazy? If anybody has that Chris Dunn news, wait, how many minutes did Chris Dunn play? Let me get back to full thing here. Yeah, that was my bad. Man, when you just talk straight for like 30 to 45 minutes, like you're probably gonna say some shit you didn't mean to say. All right. The minutes here for Chris Dunn were at 21.4. He had 4 fouls, and then I guess maybe like Bogey was just playing better in the fourth, but that playing the whole fourth quarter ain't nothing. And like Dunn might have gotten back in. Maybe they were just starting for offense. Like I think Bogey's probably a good bet here again on the points over 4.5. The threes are at, a half is -125. Took 2 in the last one. The points are probably better. You like the dimes too, as like sort of a good outlet to be a playmaker. Then 4 potentials, 5. Yeah, in very low minutes, he's getting a decent amount of potentials. I can see that too. I think Bogey's like just an over today. I do think we can probably get him at like 15, 20 minutes, and we're probably in a good spot there. So I like that. But that's fair. Okay, so they were trying to make a comeback, Benjamin Miller. I appreciate that. That's a good call. Do we not think that's going to happen again? Because part of the cap there is Harden getting so much attention. And then, right, like them still needing more offense at that point. So I hate to say this. I got to roll, got a baby appointment. Obviously can't miss that. So I'm gonna get out of here so that I can stay married. And then I will put this up for y'all. I know it wasn't that much, but if you missed a lot and you're just jumping in, just check it out on YouTube. It's gonna be like 25 minutes. It's gonna have a lot of stuff that I just kind of ran through as fast as I could. So kind of get in there, play it on 1.5, 2 speed, whatever. So you don't have to listen to my ass talk for too long. And then you'll be able to get that in there. So just give the video a like before y'all dip if you can. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be back doing more videos tonight for tomorrow's slate. As we start to lose some teams, we're going to have fewer games per night, but we have 4 tonight. So looking forward to that with y'all. I'm going to get into the VIP with some more stuff here right after the baby appointment. And until I see y'all next, happy betting.